It's me, Mario! Woohoo! Hey guys, and welcome back to another Fire Emblem character guide. This week we're going to be doing a character that you may or may not guess. It's got a little confusing, honestly. I'm not really sure how clear it was from just that opening bit, and whatever. I'll just show it to you, and then you'll see exactly who it is. Yeah, Sean Connery. Yeah, sure. Here we go. Are we still doing this bit where I like turn to the side and we do the cheesy like camera thing? It's been like a couple months. Can we just change something else? No, that's all we got. Okay. Right, we're doing Anna, fan favorite. I thought choosing like a fan favorite would be like a good idea or something, cause like you guys are like fans, and I'm a fan, so that might have been a good idea. I don't know, maybe not. So another, I know you guys have been waiting on some of the classics like Lissa, Stahl, other characters, so many other characters. I've been really busy. I'm sorry. I've been sorry. I didn't. Busyness is kind of a lame excuse, though. I did get sick the last couple days. Should have had this out like 3 days ago, but I got the flu. I don't like the flu. Just vomiting. Okay, enough excuses. Let's talk about Anna. First of all, she's been in like every Fire Emblem game. In case you guys didn't know this and only played Awakening, she is a recurring character, and it's really freaking weird because she's usually just like an NPC that you run into once or twice during the game, and or she's like the person she like pops up when you try to like save the battle state. Like, would you like when you turn off your Game Boy, you will come back to exactly this position, and then you cannot load it anymore. It's kind of weird actually that she's a playable character, but I like it, and her backstory actually kind of explains why that is. There's a loose hair. It's bugging the crap out of me. Anyway, so I really like Anna's character in this game. She's funny as heck, and she's like a merchant. She's a secret shop merchant. I don't even know. I would like to mention this. She is technically a secret character, which means you have to go out of your way to recruit her. It's really not difficult, though. All you have to do is play those side missions that pop up, and you will get her. Period. She's not actually recruitable. The Anna sister that you rescue in maybe the second or third side mission is not recruitable, but the one you get there's one later on that is recruitable, and you'll know what I mean. You don't really, all you have to do is talk to her with your Crom, and you'll recruit her. So pretty easy. You do have to rescue her again though, so lucky you. All right, let's get on to the guide. First up, we will be talking about her statistics. Why am I talking like this all day today? Jeez.
Hey guys, here we're looking at Anna's growth rates, and if there's one or rather two words that I could use to describe her, it would be well balanced. She has pretty even stat growths in everything. 30 strength, 30 magic, 30 defense, 30 resistance, 35 skill and speed, and 45 HP. It's just like everything is just all around good. Not amazing, but good. And that makes her a pretty great character overall, actually. Her luck is also a point of huge awesomeness, because look at that, man. Look at it. 80%. Jeez. You know how I like luck, because it's the one attribute that you can't modify by changing classes. So therefore, it takes a somewhat higher priority. I've been convinced that it's maybe not the best stat in the game, but still, I think it's excellent, and I love to have a huge growth rate in it. So the other important thing you should take note of on the top row are the little orange numbers, which, if you don't remember or haven't seen one of these guys before, are the changes to her maximum stats in any given class. Any given class has their own maximum stats, but these modifiers, little pluses and minuses, give a bonus or a penalty to that stat so that she can get a higher maximum level in every class. So in every class, she will have 3 higher luck than the average unit in that class at maximum, not every level, just at the maximum level. Okay, moving on. She starts as a trickster, which is a pretty decent class for overall. It gives her good growth rates and everything she needs. It's one of the 2 classes that give her a plus 10 to resistance, which is pretty nice. But she's going to want since she has well balanced defense and resistance. A good classes include things that have higher defense bonuses, such as trickster or sniper even. Mage, Sage, Dark Knight are all good options, and I would recommend any of them. Honestly, she's a really well balanced character, and you can't really go wrong in the terms of stats. Um, to be perfectly honest, the best class for her is probably Dark Knight because it's an equally balanced class that gives a slight priority to defense because that'll help her boost up her defense so she has better survivability, so on and so forth. It also helps her HP get up to 95% growth rate, which is pretty much guaranteed. So help her get up to that beautiful, beautiful 80 HP. Anyway, guys, next we'll talk about her class options.
So, next we will be talking about Anna's classes. Now, these are pretty straightforward. She's at a bit of a disadvantage as a female unit because she doesn't have Pegasus Knight. Which means, as you all know, no Gale Force. Team Gale Force. Seal of disapproval. Anyway, so we can still make do with what we got. She actually, as I said just a minute ago, has pretty dang good growth rates all around. So that means she's obviously good for a class to use both magic and swords or lances or whatever. But she does have slightly better magic, so it might be preferable to put her in a class that has a slightly better emphasis on magic. Like Darkfire. Oh, wait! She can't go into Darkfire. So, she starts off as a trickster, and that's actually an okay class for her, but obviously we want other skills, and trickster isn't the best class ever since its caps are kind of mediocre and staves are a little underpowered in this game. You still have one staff user at some point on your team for like endgame and stuff. It's just normal combat. It's just really helpful. I highly recommend it. If that ends up being Anna because she can't do Darkfire, hey, I mean, more power to you. But that's just one of a couple possible endgame classes she has. Anyway, what you want to look into with her is the possible skills she can get, as usual. Now, remember, these are her main classes. As we saw, they are Archer, Mage, and Thief. Now, Thief gives you access to Assassin and Trickster. Assassin has the cool skill of lethality and pass. Pass is okay, and if you want to make her into a healer, you could actually make this build around like rush into the front lines to deal some serious healing or something. But I don't personally recommend it. Assassin's a cool skill if you're looking for combat prowess. I would probably pick that up. Remember, it's useless in the final piece of DLC, so whatever. Anyway, I've ranted about how annoying the final DLC is just because they make certain skills completely useless. But whatever. So Assassin's pretty good. Archer, I've talked about this before. I don't think Archer is a garbage class. Someone talked to me about it recently, and I don't think it's garbage. I'm not trying to diss archers, but in Awakening, they're really just outclassed by other things. Mages are almost strictly speaking better versions of mages in this game. Not all games, that's true. In some of the older Fire Emblem games, archers were undroppable. I don't know what I'm looking for. Like they were essential members of your team for killing all of those stinking flyers. Plus, having a range unit like that was really useful. But in this game, there's so many units that can attack from 1 to 2 squares, and there's so many units that can deal actually like super effective damage against flyers, even if they're not archers. That it's not really that worth it to use an archer in any way. So, plus they don't have any good skills to make up for it. So like, there's really nothing going for them. Now, if you want her to be a sniper, there is something you could do here. Um, if you want her to be a sniper for a while, you could level her up as an archer and then a sniper to get her skill really high, and then use assassinate the lethality skill. Maybe. I mean, it's a possibility. I'm sorry, the camera's straight. I forgot to mention my camera is busted, or rather, I left the battery somewhere, and that means I'm using my phone, and that is not the best camera. Let me tell you. It just vibrates. I got a text. That could be bad. Anyway, so her last class, Mage, is actually pretty good for her. The Mage class, whatever. Sage has Tome Pharaoh, which you could theoretically use. And Dark Knight has Life Stealer, which is pretty decent. And Dark Knight is probably the best class for her in the long run, since it gives her access to swords, which she should already have a pretty decent level in, considering that she starts as a sword user, and tomes, which are just pretty good weapons overall. So yeah, I would probably recommend that. Plus, it has a much higher magic cap than strength cap, which means she'll be able to take better use of it because of her one whole extra point in in magic at endgame. So that's what I recommend anyway. The basic build will look something like this.
Alright guys, here we're looking at a map. I know you guys wanted this to come back, so I'm bringing it back. I'm sorry it wasn't in the last guide. As you know, I changed the hair colors around so that they work again, and it's just a much better visual representation of all the classes she has access to and what order we're going to be taking these in, okay? So from Trickster, we're going to go to 2 more classes. The one we want to end up with is Dark Knight. So we're not gonna go there first because we want to end there. So first we're gonna go to Assassin. Assassin gives us lethality. It gives us pass. Now those are 2 pretty good skills, but the real value here comes partially just from the much increased speed and skill growths, because it'll help her get her dodging really fast. But lethality is a really fun skill that I would actually highly recommend. Now, after that, we're going to move on to Dark Knight. Dark Knight is her final class, unless you take the alternate build I'll mention in a second. Dark Knight is her final class. It'll give her a pretty cool skill in Life Stealer. Life Stealer is pretty good, and the growth rates are pretty much perfect for her. So, unless you want to take this alternate build I'll mention in a second, I would just keep her leveling up in Dark Knight over and over and over again until you're done. The final normal build then with her is kind of amusing, because with Trickster and Assassin you get 2 skills called Acrobat and Pass. Acrobat lets you move through all terrain as if it costs 1 square, and Pass lets you walk through enemy units. So if you use both of those on a Dark Knight, which is a mounted unit with a very high movement speed, and then you give her like boots, you can have her moving 10 squares without any movement impediment, basically wherever she wants, like she's flying. It's pretty ridiculous, to be honest. Uh, it's actually a really hilarious build that I've been wanting to try for a while, and I think it works really well on her here. So my recommended build is Acrobat, Pass, Limit Breaker, Life Stealer, and Lucky 7. Now, Lucky 7 is Trickster's level 5 skill, by the way. It increases her hit and evade by 20 for the first 7 rounds. It's pretty helpful. Alternatively, you can replace Lucky 7 with Lock Touch from your Thief, if you would like that. Or, if you actually want to use lethality, hey, there you go. If you don't want to try the whole like movement thing, you can replace the Acrobat and Pass with Lock Touch and lethality. So that's not a big deal. Lastly, I want to point out one thing. If you want to, you could go to the Bride class down here. which I'm just going to put on the map now, and then you could go down there. Anyway, I'm trying to sync it up. So, you go down to the Bride class. The Bride class gives you access to staffs again, which is pretty helpful in the end game if you don't have another staff user. If you need that, go to Bride. It also gives you the cool skill Bonds, which restores 10 HP to all your units in the area at any given time. Now, I mentioned this as an alternate path because not only does it not give her offensive magic, which is kind of a bummer, it also is a DLC class only. So you have to, in order to get Bride, as I mentioned, you have to play through the Smash Bros DLC. I forget what it's called, but it's the second one. You have to get you have to play the second Smash, like Smash Brethren. That's what it's called. Smash Brethren 2 to get the Bride class. So it's just an option. I personally prefer the Dark Knight with a super crazy movement speed, but that's just me, and because it's hilarious. Just try it for yourself. You'll see. It's really fun. Let's move on to the supports now.
For Anna supports, you get no options. But basically, yeah, it's true. I mean, I don't know if she just cares too much about money to develop real relationships with anyone or something, but no, but seriously, like, she can only support with 2 people. 2. I mean, it's better than some characters. Some characters can literally support with 1 character, and that's you. But she can support with the Avatar and that other person that I forget the name of. I'm just kidding. It's Tiki. I love Tiki. I love you. But seriously, those 2 characters. The support between her and Tiki obviously isn't romantic. There's no gay marriages in this game. Although you could argue in the case of one particular priest. But anyway, so is that a vacuum cleaner? Ugh! Anna's support with Tiki is quite funny. I recommend getting it, but it really doesn't add much to her since it's not romantic and doesn't do anything. But she can also support with Avatar, and that of course can be romantic if your avatar is a male dude, bro. And that's a decent support. I'm not gonna judge, but she is actually a pretty popular marriage choice for male candidates. So I mean, and there's good reason to be. I mean, she actually does do a lot for the character. I mean, your avatar, baby Morgan, can get Gale Force either way, so it doesn't actually matter if the parent has it or not. You can have. She's not the best parent, not the best mother, but she could pass down something useful like lethality or life stealer or something. I don't know, but whatever. She has pretty good stats and would make a pretty good parent stat wise, at least for Morgan. Now that's out of the way. Actually, that's about it. Thank you guys so much for watching this kind of half-baked Fire Emblem guide. I mean, it's pretty much actually a normal Fire Emblem guide, except my lighting sucks, as you can tell. But my lighting sucks, and my camera sucks, and my audio might be really freaking bad, so I apologize for all of the above. I'm really also sorry I haven't gotten around to other Fire Emblem guides for such a long time. I'm such a bad YouTuber. I'm gonna try. After this comes out, I'm gonna be releasing some more Let's Plays and stuff. I'll probably be making another Fire Emblem guide or 2 before I go back to school. But yeah, my first semester of college went really well. Made a lot of friends. Got a lot done. Got good grades, like pretty damn good grades in my opinion. They're not all straight A's, but it's pretty close. So I'm happy. I'm definitely happy with that. All of my flavor and strategy knowledge is finally paid off. So anyway, guys, hope you have luck with Anna. See you all next time.